Welcome back to another wonderful grammar section. These grammar parts we had left behind just because it was impossible to learn through audio class. Not impossible, but really hard to learn. Today we will just go to a part that we had left behind in the chapter called Mowgli Finds His Family. In that chapter, we have a wonderful grammar part called transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay, transitive and intransitive verb. Do you get anything? Do you understand anything? These words may seem to be somewhat tough. This is T. Okay. Transitive and intransitive. There is nothing. It's very simple. You have learned about verb. What is a verb? Verb is the activity, isn't it? Verb is what we or the subject does in a sentence. As we have seen subject verb agreement already. So as we have seen in that section, the subject is doing something. I am speaking. So I am speaking. Speaking is the actual verb. Am also is a helping verb. It is needed to make it continuous. So speaking is the activity. Who is speaking? I. I subject. Speaking is the verb. Dear children, as we know, a sentence, the usual structure of every sentence in English is SVO. What is that? Do you get anything? That means it will have a subject followed by the verb, what the subject is doing. That's what I told you, the activity done by the subject is verb. Then followed by an object who is receiving this activity. If I write this sentence, if we will start with a boy's name or a girl's name, Reenu eats chocolates. You all like chocolates, right? Reenu eats chocolates. What is the subject? Reenu is the subject. This is the activity done verb. The receiver who is being eaten here is who is receiving this action, that is chocolate. This is object. Dear children, this is the usual structure. Every time it won't be, sometimes there won't be an object. We will come to that. Every time it won't be like this, but we say the common structure of an English sentence is, or the pattern of an English sentence is SVO. That means subject followed by verb, then object. This is the common structure. It can be changed. There are many other sentences without object. There are also sentences with more than one object. We say this is the direct object. There are two kinds of objects in English. They are direct and indirect. This is easy to find out what is direct and indirect object. We will come to that later. First, let us see what transitive and intransitive verb is. Okay. Keep in mind there can be two objects. If there is only one object, that is always the direct object. If there are two objects, one will be the direct, the other one can be the indirect. Okay. Here, if we just talk like this, Reenu eats. Is the idea clear? A question will come to our mind. I just said, Meenu or Ramesh reads. Then if the sentence is like that, or Reenu eats, if the sentence is only that much, a question will come to our mind. What will be the question? What is he or what is she eating? Or what is he reading? A question will come to our mind. That means this sentence is not complete. There is something else to complete this sentence. Such sentences or such verbs where an object is needed, keep in mind the verbs where an object is necessary to complete the meaning is called transitive verb. What is transitive verb? Transitive verb should have an object to complete the meaning. Okay. Transitive verb should have an object to complete the meaning. Okay. My mother speaks. What does she speak? My mother speaks. We get a confusion. When we speak a sentence, what we have learned is a sentence should give the complete meaning. My mother speaks Malayalam. My mother speaks English. My mother speaks Kannada. My mother speaks French. Whatever it is, they all are objects. Any of the objects is needed to complete the meaning. Such verbs where an object is necessary to complete the meaning is called transitive verb. That why will be intransitive already known to you. I will write another sentence. You were waiting in the bus stop. The bus came. You just showed your hand like this and the bus stopped. Okay, the bus stopped. The bus stopped. This is rainy season. This is rainy season and it is raining outside. Then we write it rains. Is there something necessary? Is there an object necessary to complete the meaning? No. This is complete. It rains. Everybody understands. But Renu eats okay. He eats, but a doubt will come. What is she? He writes. Writes what? Is it a poem? Is it a drama? Is it a story? Is it a novel? A confusion will come. My father writes. My father reads. Another confusion will come. Is it a newspaper? Or is it a storybook? Or is it your textbook? Isn't it? Such verbs where the confusion comes, we may have to add an object to stop or to avoid the confusion. Such verbs are called transitive. The verbs where an object is not needed. Sorry. Verb is this one. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, the verb is subject. Stop. Where an object is needed or not needed, they are called intransitive. Is it clear? Is the first part clear to you? I already told you the subject is doing the activity. The activity done by the subject is called verb. Okay. And this verb sometimes needs an object to complete the meaning. If the verb needs an object to complete the meaning, that verb is called, that kinds of verb is called, or they are called transitive, where object is must. If the object is not needed, then we can say they are intransitive. Okay. We cannot categorize one verb is like this. The situation will decide whether they are transitive or intransitive. Is the idea clear to you? I think it will be clear to you. When you read a sentence, dear children, when you read a sentence, my father bought a chocolate. My father bought a chocolate. Or my father bought a new pen. What kind of sentence is that? What kind of verb is that? My father, subject, bought, object, a new pen. What is that? That is the object what the father bought. So my father is subject. Bought is what kind of verb? Transitive, because there is an object called a pen, a new pen. So whenever there is an object, imagine when you are reading a sentence, you find an object after the sentence, after the verb, that verb always will be transitive. If there is no object, if we get the meaning without the object, that verb is called intransitive. Is it clear? I think it is clear. Okay, so there are some sections, there are some practicing questions. You can go through that. Just find out the activity, underline the activity, object will be following that. Okay, as we saw the predicate. After the subject, there will be verb. After the verb, if there is an object, then dear children, what kind of sentence is that? That verb is transitive. If there is no object, means that is intransitive. Okay, and if there is some nouns given, that may not be object. Object means it should receive the activity done by the subject. There may be complement and all that we will see in higher classes in detail. But for the 6th standard, you have to learn like this. Okay, you have to learn like this. If there is an object to receive the action, that verb is called transitive. If there is no object, that verb is called intransitive. And we have left behind something. That is what all that we have to keep in mind. Objects can be either direct or indirect. I already told you, if there is only one object, that will be direct object. If there is only one object, that will be direct object. There are two objects, one will be direct and the other one will be indirect. How to find out? When you read a sentence, imagine, I will write a sentence, the same one which I told you. My father bought me a new pen. Earlier I just told my father bought a new pen. My father bought a new pen. That is what I told you earlier. Here, another word I added, me. A new pen is already there. So this is another one object. This together is another object. This is one object. This is one object. What is the verb? Activity. This is verb. What is the subject? This is subject. Here there are two objects. Then we will get confused. Dear children, when there are two objects like this, okay, when there are two objects like this, one will be called direct, the other one will be called indirect. How to find out? There is a simple method. Okay, there is a simple method. Ask the question what? Ask the question what? Always the answer to the question will be direct. Ask the question to whom? To whom or for whom? Always the answer will be indirect. This you should keep in mind. Always the answer to the question what will be the direct object in a sentence. The answer to the question to whom will be the indirect object. If we ask such a question, my father bought what? What did he buy? A new pen. So this is the direct object. Do you get me? This is the direct object. Okay. To whom or for whom? For whom the pen is bought? It's for me. So this is indirect. Easily we can understand. This is how the grammar goes on, dear children. Easily we can understand these things. Ask the question what. You can also say sometimes it may not be object, it may be a person, then you can ask who. If the person is coming, then you can ask who. Most probably the question will be what. Okay. Sometimes if it is given to an object, to whom means only person can be whom. So instead of what, to what. The easy way is ask the question what or ask the question to. Then we will understand easily, or we will get the answer to the question which is direct and which is indirect. So in the beginning I told you, this is not necessary. We are speaking about the direct object. A verb should have a direct object if it is transitive. A verb will not have a direct object if it is intransitive. Indirect object can be there in a sentence only if there is another direct object. Okay, keep in mind. So there is another activity where we have to find out the direct and indirect objects. Dear children, just keep in mind when you read the exercise and all given there, you will easily understand what the topic is. Okay, if there is any confusion, we will clarify. Okay, so So the main thing to keep in mind is, if there is an object followed by a verb, that verb is called transitive. If there is no object followed by a verb, that sentence is called intransitive. Okay, that is what we see in this chapter. And also we saw what is direct object and indirect object. Now sometimes there will be more than one object in a sentence. One object in a sentence. The object is the one who receives what subject does. There sometimes two are there, more than two may be there, but usually one or two. One means that is direct. More than one means maybe one is direct, one should be direct, the other one may be indirect. Sometimes both of them will be direct. Sometimes it will be indirect. How to find out which is direct and which is indirect? Ask the question what, then you will get the answer to the question direct object. Then ask the question to whom, then you will easily know what is indirect object. So these grammar parts you may go through in detail. You can also search somewhere. You will get so many examples of this. I also will send you many examples of direct and indirect object. Okay, when the lesson comes to you, so you can easily practice. We can't write all the things here because of time limit alone. I will just send you with the chapter, okay, with the lesson, so you can practice. Any confusion is you can contact. Okay, thank you, dear children. So we will see with another chapter next.